Rubino. Is that?
Good evening. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hi, good.
My name is Frank Rubino. I've been in law enforcement for a little over 31 years. I have been living in the state of Florida since 1980, and I am a veteran of the United States Marine Corps. I went to school also, like Bill, up in Long Island, New York. That's where I grew up. And I was a little bit older than Bill, so I graduated and I went into the Marine Corps. Once I was done, I knew I wanted to seek a job in law enforcement. So I've been, like Bill, climbed the ranks. I started off as a patrolman. I worked as a field training officer. I have had many opportunities working in the Vice Intelligence Narcotics Unit. I have become a sergeant as I was climbing the ranks. I worked as a FTO coordinator. I revamped the FTO program. We had many different organizations within for community policing projects that we had brought publications out of, I think, 3,000 community policing officers were presented awards. We became top in my last agency for revamping and revitalizing a neighborhood. This is a community policing project. It's not a community policing officer assigned to your area. These are something that it's a philosophy adopted by your entire agency. And that's pretty much how I came up through my career, is we worked with the community. We worked as a community policing agency, not a community policing officer, where you have one person attending a meeting or one person, everybody. It's a philosophy. Intelligence-led policing, and that's what community policing is about. It's pretty much intelligence-led. These are buzzwords that have been used throughout police work forever. I had, once I attained the rank of lieutenant, you become an administrator. I was a road patrol commander. I worked in internal affairs. I have pretty much worked in everything except canine, I believe. I was an incident commander, which was the person in charge of a SWAT team and also a negotiating team. And in that instance, what you do is hostage negotiations, barricaded subjects, things of that nature. You're ultimately the person making those decisions. I was promoted to commander. I was a captain in my last agency in the city of Plantation, and that ran the detective bureau. I was a district commander on the road. We had many programs that we're talking about today. That these are tried and true. This is not. We're not reinventing the wheel out here today. You're going to hear a lot of people speak about we're doing community-led policing, we're doing intelligence-led policing. This is a basic philosophy that's been going on forever. And what we want to do is we don't want to just do this at election time. This is not just in the next 6 months, let's go ahead and put something together and say, okay, everybody, we're having community policing officers attend your neighborhood, attend your homeowners association, attend your schools. These are important elements that we want to bring forth. I mean, this is just a philosophy that I've come up the ranks and we've adopted for just part of doing your job. Once I retired out of Plantation, I went to work for the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. I worked over in the Fort Myers region, which covered 10 counties, Charlotte County being one of those counties. I worked on the details for Jeb Bush and his family, for Charlie Crist. I don't want to hear any boos. Charlie Crist is out there. From there, I was selected as one of 7 officers in the entire state, become in the Office of Statewide Intelligence as a regional intelligence agent. So I was a special agent assigned to intelligence. We talk about our clearances out here. I think that's probably not a good thing. I think most of us up here have some sort of clearance, and the thing about a secret clearance is it should be that, it should be secret. Intelligence is obviously after 9/11, this is very important. The federal government has decided this is something that we have to work together. The agencies historically, prior to that, have always held all this information close to their chest. Every agency wanted to be the star, and then they realized we can't survive like that. It's similar to community policing. You're working together, it's a partnership with the community, except the federal government, they're a little late in learning how to do it, so they did that. I also attended the FBI National Academy. I also attended the Southern Police Institute Command Development course. I had, unfortunately, when I graduated high school, my family wasn't able to send me to college, so I had to do it piecemeal. I went and got my associate's degree in criminal justice. I almost completed my bachelor's degree with an online college in my last My last agency, I found out the state of Florida, FDLE, did not recognize it. So in the last semester, I was told to go ahead and come out of that. I'm now attending Hodges University, and boy, I can tell you, school is a lot different now than it was 20, 30 years ago. It's definitely been a challenge, you know, campaigning, going to school, and working full-time. At this point, once I went ahead and left the FDLE, at that point, FDLE was right about 5 years ago, probably the same time everybody hasn't received their raises. The state put a freeze. This is not new just to Charlotte County. This is the entire state, the entire country. I mean, this is unprecedented right now. We do not have the funds to be giving everybody all the benefits that we enjoyed in the 80s and the 90s. However, do I believe that we shouldn't have a raise in 5 years? Absolutely not. But the FDLE was going to shut down. They were going to consolidate. They were going to go ahead and take and try to put the FHP, FDLE, and all the state agencies together. When they found out they couldn't do that, they made an announcement that what they were going to do to make it a little more palatable for all the agents that they said, you know, weren't going to get raises and taking away all the benefits, that they were going to start cutting jobs. Well, unfortunate. I was able to go ahead and, you know, I can get a job pretty much anywhere in law enforcement, and it's tough these days to get a job. Well, I had an offer to go ahead and become a major over at Glades County Sheriff's Office, working in a money laundering unit, which I do today. We seize quite a bit of money in asset forfeiture. It's an enjoyable unit. Most of the people in my unit have over 30 years experience. We travel all over the United States. It's something that we can bring to, or we do bring to the agencies that we work with. We seize a lot of money. The agencies get that money. This is so the citizens don't have to, once it's allocated, it goes to the Department of Justice. You have, it's time consuming. It can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, but these are things that these agencies should be thinking out of the box. This is what we need to bring to the agency in Charlotte County. These are what the people need to be looking at, not raising their taxes. They need to be looking at programs like this. They need to be looking at how we can go ahead and cut out of the jail. You know, there's a lot of things in the jail, and I hope some of these questions start coming up. And ask of the whole panel. There's just a lot of ways that we have right now that we have to start thinking outside the box. I bring a lot of experience, integrity to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. If I'm elected, one thing I notice, we don't have anything here for the elderly. There is absolutely an incredible number of scams that are listed, over 80 scams that are listed. What mechanism do we have in place right now to take care of the elderly? What do we have to take care of the PAL? We've done away with the PAL here. There's nothing to do, you know, that's something that we need to take care of our youth, we need to take care of our elderly, and that's something I plan on doing the minute we get in. There's, how many people have gotten letters from the Sheriff's Office other than asking for donations, telling them what kind of scams are out there? Nobody. That's pretty sad. So we can sit up here and talk all we want. The people that were in the Sheriff's Office had all this time to take care of it. Why are they just starting to do it now? I can tell you as a commander, I was able to go ahead and implement these things without having to ask my chief's permission. That's why you're a commander. If he didn't have me, then why have any commanders? Why don't it just be the chief or the sheriff and have all the deputies on the road? So these are some of the things that we want to bring to Charlotte County. We want to go ahead and these programs. Talking about some of the things that have happened in Charlotte County. Englewood East, was it last month or in March? The occupied dwelling burglaries, how many people knew about that? In a 10-day period, they had approximately 30 burglaries. A majority of those burglaries were occupied. Folks, that's a dangerous situation to be in. Now, today we're going to decide we're going to do community-based policing and we're going to go ahead and do intelligence-led policing. What happened to it then? This has been reactive. We're going to be proactive. There isn't going to be any more, let's just jump onto this and flood the area once we found out what's going on. I live out here. If you have your car broken into and the car is left unlocked, that's still a burglary. You can't be telling people, oh, you left it unlocked. It's a burglary. I can leave my car unlocked. I can leave my front door unlocked. Let's get with the times. Let's go ahead and start taking care of the people. Take care of the people. Let's work as a partnership. I live in this community. I'm married. My wife Linda's back there. I have two beautiful daughters that went to, one went to LA Angel, both went to the high school at Lemon Bay, and they're both attending college right now. And we love this county, so we want to see it change. We want to see some big changes. We're looking from the officers, we're looking at the structure inside the department, we're looking at the jails. There's a lot that can be brought. And some people have had the opportunity to do it and have not done it. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and bring integrity back to the agency. We want to go ahead and get the people out. Like you said, the staff is too top heavy. Well, you know what? If it's too top heavy, why not change it now? What are we waiting for? How did it get that way? Somebody put them in place. They didn't just happen to go ahead and come up there. You don't supervise one person to one supervisor. This is a waste of money. My name is Frank Rubino, and I'd like to be your next chair.